particularly Zion when he's gone up against you. It seems like there's been some great battles.
Oh yeah, that's my guy in Galveston, Texas.
Galveston on Galveston.
We're sharpening each other's game. It's crazy, seeing him and his brother when they were young, and now I've been competing against him, and he's been my teammate for 4 seasons now. He's come a long way, and one of the best corners in the game, and it's a battle every time we go.
Oh, he made a great play the first play. Mike adjusted the route after he read it, and he got an interception on the second play. So he's a very smart player. He can see things before they happen, but he still has to cover them. We throw a bunch of people in with the ones just to see what they're doing. So Morrison's learned enough where he can go in with the ones and not flinch. We want to see when we throw guys in there how they respond. Some guys go in the tank and some guys respond. He responded.
Grow, and where has he grown the most maybe since he first got here?
It's hard to say he's grown because he's been good since the first day he's gotten here. We correct him very little, and that's a scary thing, especially for me. We don't say his name much because he's always doing the right things, and you tend to forget that he's a rookie coming in. And just his preparation and toughness and ready to play. You tell him something one time and he's got it. He loves to compete. He goes outside, he goes inside, he plays special teams, and he's been a joy to be around. Other than his singing voice, he's been doing a very good job.
What up, Bucs fans? Welcome back to Real Bucs Talk. Excited to be back with you all. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. Wanted to talk about the Buccaneers secondary. As it was mentioned in the intro there, I think this unit, especially at the cornerback position, which we're going to focus on in this video, is much better position than it was last year. I think the depth is definitely better. I think you've added pieces that were necessary. I think the competition is through the roof, as we're seeing in training camp reports. But having Zion McCollum back, having Jamel Dean, now you add in the two guys that they were talking about, or at least Todd Bowles was talking about, and Benjamin Morrison, who's playing really good so far in camp. Jacob Parrish, who continues to shine through, and you add those guys alongside, basically alongside Zion McCollum and Jamel Dean to bring that competition and push them even further. And now you have guys like Bryce Hall, who was signed to be your third corner last year. They bring him back. You still have Kendall Vildor, who kind of takes over, that fifth corner spot. And you're basically pushing Josh Hayes and Tyreek Funderburk towards the bottom of the roster and competing for a spot if they do decide to keep an extra corner or two. You're really forcing them to maybe practice squad candidate. So I think just the overall floor is much better than it was last year, and you have a higher ceiling based on what we've seen so far in training camp. And it's going to be really exciting to see how that translates next week in the preseason opener. But when we talked about this secondary last year, especially at corners, it was basically this. It was yikes. It was oops, not good. Like, that is the face I get when watching the secondary film last year. There was just a lot of things that did go wrong for them, and it wasn't pretty outside of Zion McCollum, who I thought grew as the year went on and played some really good. He really played good football at times. Again, it was still up and down, inconsistent, but I thought he did a good job as far as playing overall and playing better. And you also had the injuries in the safety room with Antoine Winfield going down. Tyke Smith was in and out. So there was just a lot of things happening for this Bucs secondary last year. But I think the biggest thing, you add a Benjamin Morrison, who I think is really good, especially when he's healthy. And by all signs point to him being on track and ready to go for the season. And he's going to get some playing time. It just seems that they're going to find a way to rotate these guys in, whether it's Morrison or Jacob Parrish. And this keeps, the starters on their game. They have to bring it every week. And if they don't, probably going to be replaced. So I think that is very exciting for this Buccaneers defense and the secondary as a unit overall. So really excited about that. And then you look at Jacob Parrish, who brings that physicality, the toughness, the mental makeup, the ability to click and close, be a really good athlete back there, and play in tight spaces, but also can play inside or outside. Most likely, he's going to be the nickel, uh, the nickel position where he's going to mostly line up as, and we'll see how they utilize him. But it's just a lot of fun adding these two, and then Bryce Hall. I think hasn't been discussed enough, but he is really doing a great job this off season so far. So that will be someone to watch during preseason, see how he translates, see where they put him at, and how he does. But I'm just really excited about the cornerback room because I think top to bottom it's much improved. Again, we still have to wait and see how that translates in the games, but I think these guys are going to be much more aggressive and playing a much better style to fit their best skill sets. So that's exciting, and it's going to be cool to see how it comes to fruition, and if that means more turnovers, more opportunities, and more plays made on the football. But just wanted to share that with you guys. Let us know what you guys think as far as the Buccaneers cornerback room. Do you think it is improved? Is it too early to discuss it? We have to kind of wait and see. Let us know what you guys think. Hit that like button, comment down below with your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Appreciate every single one of you. And with that said, until the next one.